Hello everyone, my name is Mariam Sufyan. I'm happy to be here today to talk about the Filipino language and how it has changed over time. In this presentation, we'll take a look at how Filipino developed and what role it plays in the country today. Let's get started. The historical development of Filipino and its modern rule. The story of the Philippine language is a reflection of the Philippines' colonial past, a struggle for national identity, and effort to create a common language that unites the nation. Indigenous language before colonization. Before foreign influence, the Philippines was a linguistically diverse archipelago. Over 170 distinct languages were spoken by different ethnic groups, while there was no single dominant language. Tagalog was one of the most widely used, especially in Luzon and Manila. The Spanish era and the spread of Spanish. The Spain's arrival in 1565, Spanish became the language of power used in government, religious, and education. However, unlike in Latin language, where Spanish became the native language of most people, the majority of Filipinos continued speaking their indigenous language. The Catholic Church played a major role in linguistic policies, while priests and missionaries translated religious texts into Tagalog and other local language. They also restricted widespread access to the Spanish language, ensuring the Philippines would remain dependent on Spanish-speaking clergy and officials. The introduction of English by the American. When the American took control of the Philippines in 1898, they replaced Spanish with English as the language of education and governance. Public schools were established and English taught as the primary language. During the period, Philippines nationalities realized the need for a native national language rather than relying on a foreign one. The debate over which language should be the official national language intensified. The official selection of Tagalog and its evolution. In 1937, after much debate, Tagalog was chosen as the base for the national language. This decision sparked controversy, especially among speakers of Cebuano and other Visayan languages who felt that Tagalog was being imposed on them. To make the language more inclusive, the government renamed it Filipino in 1959. This small change aimed to remove the perception that the national language was exclusively for Tagalog speakers. Filipino as the national language. The 1987 Constitution official named the language Filipino rather than Filipino or Tagalog to emphasize its dynamic nature. The goal was to allow the language to adapt and integrate words from various Philippine languages and even from Spanish and English. Today, Philippine and English are both official language of the Philippines, while English is used for business, law, and higher education. Filipino remains the language of the culture, media, and everyday communication. The development of Filipino countries today. with ongoing debate about whether it should be further expanded to include more regional language or whether it should remain largely Tagalog-based. However, regardless of this debate, Filipino stands as a symbol of national unity, representing the diverse linguistic and cultural heritage of the Philippines. Thank you.